It leaving is the hardest thing in the world. People always want to say, well, why doesn't somebody just leave? And that's the wrong thing to say, because that's victim blaming. But it takes between 7 and 9 times for a victim to finally leave and be able to break that cycle and not go back. And so it really is a process, and there are so many things that make it hard. There's money, children, religious beliefs, the fact that you've made this commitment, and it can be so many different things. And honestly, I think that leaving is one of the most difficult things a person can do, and I find it hard to believe that so many people have that amount of strength to do that and to do what they need to do. It took me, I started dating that person when I was 13, and I finally left. It was well over a decade that it took me to finally leave and get out. And I went through what a lot of victims go through, where you're not sure if it's abuse. They trick you into thinking it's not as bad as it was, that what you think happened didn't really happen, or that it was somehow your fault, or that if you would have done something differently, that wouldn't have happened. So I spent a lot of years blaming myself for thinking that this was how all relationships were, and that I was just being dramatic or imagining things were bad when they weren't. I'm Jordan Howard, the Director of Communications and Development for the Family Safety Center in Memphis and Shelby County. The mission of the Family Safety Center is to provide one location that effectively combines criminal, civil, health, and social services for victims of domestic violence. I would say to that person that I know it's terrifying, and I know that the unknown is always scary, but there is nothing like being out of that situation and being able to find who you are again, especially if you have children. When children witness these kind of things, a third of them are going to grow up to become an abuser, and another third are going to grow up to become a victim. So it doesn't only affect the individual victim, it's an intergenerational cycle. So if we can break down these barriers, then children don't have to go through this, and we can prevent so much of these incidents in the future. A $25 donation to us is a lifeline for a family in crisis. It can provide a cab ride to help get to our center to get help for domestic violence. It can also provide a tank of gas so that person can relocate to safety. $25 can support a crisis hotline call after hours from one of our specially trained advocates, and it can even provide a meal for a family that's desperately in need. So many of our victims leave with nothing but the clothes on their back and their children, and so every single dollar really does make a huge impact for those families that are hurting in our very own community. Join us November 29th for Giving Tuesday, and you can also learn more about us on our website at familysafetycenter.org.
Memphis has a lot of heart. Let's grit, grind, and give on November 29th, Giving Tuesday.